And if you don't like it, you're a racist, you're a bigot, you're everything else that we could think of that I can't think of right now. But I'm sure there's a whole list of things that they're going to call you if you don't comply to what they say.
You are racist.
Yo, what up, guys? It's the Gaming Czar bringing you your daily gaming news. And today we have a doozy. CONCORD. CONCORD was announced to be removed from online on September 3rd, 2024, and with the game being officially shut down on September 6th, 2024. CONCORD was released on August 23rd with a $40 price tag. That means that in less than 2 weeks of the release of the game is now being shut down and removed from online. CONCORD was a first-person sci-fi PvP hero shooter. The game itself seems to take place in space, and there's a bunch of different alien characters of all different shapes and sizes, along with pronouns for everyone, including the robot. That's right, even the robot has pronouns. The game was developed by Firewalk Studios, and the studio was soon acquired by PlayStation in April of 2023. The game took about 8 years to develop and was stated to have weekly cinematics. The game was also reported to cost anywhere from between $100 million to the $200 million range. On a release date, the game peaked at 660 players on Steam. I don't have any numbers for PlayStation at the moment. And at the time of recording this, there are only 35 players playing right now. So you all may be wondering, what the happened? And today, I'm going to give you my opinion on why. So without further ado, let's get into it. Well, upon the initial announcement of CONCORD, PlayStation Studios' new 5v5 multiplayer shooter CONCORD gets raked over the coals for pushing pronoun nonsense and DEI character designs. Shout out to that Clark Place. Basically, from day one when this game was announced, everybody was like, no, take it back to the lab. We don't want it. It looks crazy. It looks ridiculous. This looks like Guardians of the Galaxy. This looks like Overwatch. This looks like something that I do not want to play. And a lot of people were with me with this when I said that, like, a lot of this stuff is crazy. Like, even just looking at the main character right here, like, she is an obese black woman that plays as a tank and got the obvious she, her right there at the top. I don't know if you can see it. It got the obvious she, her pronouns. I think the problem with this off rip is that usually when you create a game and you create these game characters, most people want to play with characters that look good, right? It's rarely that I pick an ugly character unless that ugly character is just that OP to the point where I'm like, yeah, I don't care how they look. They're so freaking strong that I could do anything that I want. When it comes to CONCORD, there's a lot of variety of different characters to go on in this game, something that would probably make any and everyone happy. Moving on from that, CONCORD was getting so much backlash to the point that even the CONCORD developers, they actually heard all the stuff that was going on. And you know what they did? They shrugged it off. They heard all the noise. They called it as white noise and said, we're not going to pay attention to it because this is what we want. So now, not only have we previously told you we don't want these characters and take it back to the lab, you heard us, you acknowledge that you heard us, and you're still going to ignore us and push whatever propaganda or game or message that you want to push and release this game anyway. Grums posted on Twitter, update, PlayStation-owned studio Firewalk Studios has heard your complaints about CONCORD and ignored them. Sources tell me that internal emails show that CONCORD team is shrugging off criticism of their characters as white noise and dismissing it. It even started getting so bad to the point where CONCORD lead character designer believes white must acknowledge their privileged position and then actively work for equality. Also claims that the judicial system is white supremacy.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
As noted by Grumps, not only does Firewalk make it clear they are pushing inclusion as a value at their company, but the company lead character designer has made it clear he's a woke activist. Back in 2020, he responded to a post by former Bungie lead programmer who stated thinking that all white people are unconsciously racist is the same thing as thinking that all black people are unconsciously lazy. The developer replied, "This is an oversimplification. The sentiment being expressed is that white must acknowledge their privileged position and then actively work for equality. It will be hard confronting work, but if we don't, we're complicit." If you ask me, this is like a whole lot of gymnastics. This is the Olympics at Paris right here. This is a lot, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. After the announcement of Concord being shut down, PlayStation even decided, you know what? Maybe we should take this down. Maybe we should start to remove all evidence of Concord even ever existing. This is crazy. It just keeps getting worse and worse for Concord, for PlayStation, and the developers, even the players who were excited for this. They're now starting to realize that gamers were right. We told you to take this back to the lab. We told you to get this shit out of our face, and yet here we are. Not even 2 weeks later. This is a perfect example of people living in their own bubble. This is a perfect example of people not catering to their dedicated audience. It's the same thing kind of what happened to Star Wars and the Acolyte. People said what they wanted. The creators and the producers said, you know what? We're going to do the exact opposite and give you something new that you're going to like. And if you don't like it, you're a racist, you're a bigot, you're everything else that we could think of that I can't think of right now. But I'm sure there's a whole list of things that they're going to call you if you don't comply to what they say.
You are racist.
I am the Gaming Zon, and this has been your daily gaming news. Peace.